On this episode of Struggle Bus, we're going to go over bands. Oh, not those bands? Oh, these bands. Gotcha. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about, we're going to get all the confusion out of the way about what band, size, names, colors, all these things. Let's get started. First one we have here. This is the smallest traditional resistance band you'll find for accommodating resistance. This is called the Micro Mini by Elite FTS. Rogue calls this the number 0 band. Most commonly used for assistance exercises, band pull-aparts, tricep extensions, band resisted bench press for bench pressers that aren't moving a ton of weight. Next up, we have the mini band. This is the most common one you've seen in most training facilities similar to Titan. We're going to do bench press with this, band pull-aparts, tricep work, bicep work. We're going to use it for squats, deadlifts, things like that. Next, jumping up, we're going to the Monster Mini. The same width as the mini band, only just a little bit thicker. From there, we have the light band. As you can see, adds a good amount of resistance, a good jump up from the Monster Mini. From there, we have the average band, and finally, the strong band. Now, the first 4 bands that we talked about are going to be the most common ones you're going to find and want in your own pack, in your gym bag, or at your home gym. These last 2 are going to be more so for if you're either somebody who is moving a serious amount of weight on either the squat or the deadlift, or say, for example, you're somebody who needs a little more help with a pull-up or a dip, other body weight exercises that you need a little more assistance. That's where you're going to find some of these larger bands, why you would need those. But when you first start off, you're really only going to want the first couple of these. And even if you really are on a tighter budget, I would even get rid of the light band and just focus on these 3, because what you can do is if you get 2 of each of these, you're going to be able to add these. So if you want more resistance, just throw one of these on either side of the band. You'll get something close or even greater than what you would with just the light band alone. So from there, what we're going to do is we're going to go out on the gym floor. We're going to talk about how to measure band tension, how to set up the bands on the bars for deadlift, squat, and bench press. Let's go take a look. All right, so here we're setting up our bands on the deadlift platform. And next, once I have the band set up, I'm going to be grabbing my fish scale, which you can find through various online retailers. The handle and the attachment at the bottom are made by Kabuki Strength to help better lock in what it would be like around the bar. From there, I'm going to approximate my deadlift lockout height by pulling it up. And then from there, I'm going to hold it there for a second until the scale can read 32 pounds. So I'm going to double that, so 64 pounds of band resistance to the top of the deadlift for this particular setup. Okay, if you want to extend the life of your band or you have aggressive knurling, slide a fat grip on the bar, put the band over the top, and it will help save that band. Okay, next we're going to look at the squat. So with this, we like to call this the L method. So I'm going to take the band, put it around one band peg. I'm going to loop both ends of the band under the second band peg. From there, what I'm going to do is put the band right on the sleeve of the bar. Now, it's important to note that that first band peg, the one closest to the bar, is going to be right below where you squat, okay? That's going to be an important distinction, so you don't want that band to pull you too far forward or too far backward. Now what I'm going to do is grab my fish scale again. I'm going to make sure it's zeroed out. And from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the bar up to where it is, or where it would approximately be at the top of my squat. And you can see there, I'm adding 17.5 pounds of resistance for that side of the bar. What we're going to do next is we're going to change the back band peg, okay? if I want to increase that resistance without having to necessarily go up to the next size band. So if I want to make a small adjustment, that's why we found that this method works the best for making micro adjustments. I'm going to go back and grab my fish scale here, and we're going to see the difference in resistance. Okay, so we've got our band peg moved back, and now you can see the difference. We have an additional 5 pounds of resistance added. Okay, so if you are benching outside of a squat rack and you're using a combo rack like the one shown here, we like to take the band, loop it under a heavy dumbbell, and then slide it onto the sleeve of the bar. I like the dumbbell better than a kettlebell because the kettlebell handle is generally a lot higher and you don't get to add as much resistance via the band. Now here what we're going over is the difference between having the band on the sleeve or having it on the shaft of the bar. Either is fine, but what we want to avoid is having it too far onto the shaft, so as you re-rack, you can avoid, as you can see there, the band getting caught up in the J-cups and fraying or breaking. Now, if you have a setup where you can't wedge the dumbbell in the combo rack like we have, what I would suggest doing is taking 2 5-pound plates and putting them on either side of the dumbbell so that the dumbbell doesn't roll on you left to right. And from there, the setup's still going to be the same. Tune back in next week where we go over various uses for the bands and how to maintain them.